Howdy friends, it's it's Michael B. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. And in today's video, well, I got some pretty fun news to share with you. First up is Evercade, as today they've announced their next partner that they're going to be making retro games with for the popular Evercade Alpha, Bar Top Arcade, the Versus, and the XP handheld, and that is SNK. So expect Neo Geo games to be coming to that ecosystem relatively soon. On top of that, we finally got the reveal on what the last game, the last of the 3 games coming to Williams Table Pack 8 for Pinball FX is, and I don't think people are going to be disappointed. And I'm going to tell you more about all this right after this. So that's right, guys. Big news to share with you today. Of course, Evercade Alpha making moves, signing a great retro publisher to their platform. And then, of course, there was a new episode of Pinball Bytes today. A lot of news shared, but the one we're the most excited about is the 3rd game in the Williams Table Pack coming out December 12th. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notification, all that YouTube jazz. So today, guys, we got a brand new episode of Pinball Bytes from Zen Studios, where they promise the biggest announcements of the year. First up, of course, was the 3rd game in the next Williams Table Pack 8, coming to Pinball FX December 12th. Of course, we already got the news on Earthshaker being the first game, and then the incredible reveal of Banzai Run, which I'm still blown away by, being the 1988 game. We have one more 1989 game to come. That was announced today. My hopes and prayers were behind Elvira and the Party Monsters, but my real thoughts were it's probably going to be Bad Cats, or an outside chance it was going to be Black Knight 2000. Well, funny enough, I actually watched the YouTube premiere, and for some reason there was some weird video stuttering during the premiere, and it completely skipped over what the Williams Table announcement was. It was basically a video skip. We were all sitting there, and then the whole video just went by, and they completely didn't show the Williams announcement for today. We ended up getting it a little bit spoiled when they announced something a little bit later on, but I went back and checked the replay, and it was one of the games I assumed it would be. Pretty exciting. Black Knight 2000. So, of course, Black Knight 2000 is an excellent choice for Pinball FX. One of those games people have been asking for. I think one of our awesome community members, Chris and Nicole Zeke, actually bought a real Black Knight 2000 for their home. So they've probably already got this table, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But personally, I think this looks awesome. Iconic table. Excited to see it come to Pinball FX on December 12th. Now, overall, with the inclusion of Black Knight, this is a pretty impressive Pinball FX table pack from Williams. Now, there were, of course, some other announcements during the show. One was Zen Pinball World, which seems to be like a phone app. It's going to be releasing relatively soon. 26 of Zen Studios tables are going to be ready at launch on the service. So you're going to be able to play these, I think, on your phone or mobile devices. That's how it works. So anyways, check out their show from earlier to find out more information on Zen Pinball World. And then on top of that, we got some Nintendo Switch news. Mel Kirk then joined the broadcast to tell everybody about the Nintendo Switch news, the legacy games that were coming, also mentioning that the Williams legacy tables were going to be free for owners that had previously owned them on Pinball FX 3. This is a new thing they're doing going forward. Unfortunately, it doesn't help those of us who rebought these tables on Steam or rebought these tables on other systems, but like he explained, that's kind of out of their control. But for pinball owners like myself that have Pinball FX 3 on the Nintendo Switch, I'm excited to be able to download Pinball FX now on my Nintendo Switch and play these new Williams games that I already own on FX3 for free. So guys, moving on from there, we actually have some retro gaming and arcade news. I know you guys aren't going to believe it. You thought this was a pinball channel now, but we do have some retro gaming and arcade news, as Evercade planted a flag in the ground today announcing they had signed a brand new publisher. So when I woke up this morning and I opened up my X feed, the first thing I saw was this very beautiful, very simple put promotional video done by Evercade to announce the new partnership, and I gotta say, they nailed it. Any of us that have, ever had a chance to play like the original Neo Geo hardware, if you had an AES at home, or even if you had the Neo Geo AES X Gold, you're very familiar with this startup screen, and seeing it with the Evercade logo was chef's kiss. Good job, Evercade. So that would be all the news, except for there's an article here on this website I had never heard of before called Time Extension. Evercade and SNK are joining forces to celebrate the artistry and legacy of the Neo Geo. So Evercade, Mike maker Blaze has announced that it's collaborating with Japanese veteran SNK on new Neo Geo related products in 25 and 2026. New products based on the collaboration will be released throughout those years, with solid details expected to be revealed in Q1 2025, kind of like the teaser just said. The company has posted an image that talks about the one we just said, and here's a quote from Andrew Bytes, who's the Blaze Entertainment CEO. Partnership with SNK is a milestone for Blaze. These games represent some of the most iconic and innovative titles in gaming history. So what he means there is 100% niche. Let's call a spade here. The Neo Geo, because of its cost, was super niche, and it is a very niche thing, not just in the arcade hobby and industry, but it was also super niche in the console industry too, again because of its cost. Even today, if you're going to try to collect for the Neo Geo AES, go look up the carts. They're a fortune, so it's not exactly the easiest system to be involved with. And to bring them to our family of products is a privilege. This partnership isn't just about adding great games. It's about celebrating the artistry and legacy of Neo Geo in a way that's accessible to fans old and new. And that's true outside of products like the Neo Geo Pocket device that, Unico is now making, and, Neo Geo Gold, AES X, and some of these little tiny mini arcades they put out. There isn't a great way to play a lot of these classic Neo Geo games. Thankfully, Unico also with the MVSX. So the fact that we're going to be able to pick up some of these collections like Samurai Showdown, maybe, some of the more, maybe we'll even get the golf game that everybody wants, like that wasn't on the Neo Geo AES. A lot of great games like that. We'll be able to get them in cartridge form. And they go on to kind of allude to the fact that this isn't just cartridges. This could actually lead to hardware, which is huge because we know the depth of the products made by Blaze Entertainment, Evercade, and also Hyper Mega Tech or Hyper Mega Pocket, whatever it's called. So you've got your opportunity there to have handhelds done with the Evercade EXP. So there could be a Neo Geo themed one of those. Of course, the VS system, they could do an AES version of the VS system. And with the Hyper Mega Pocket, you could see the Hyper Mega Pocket come with Neo Geo games right out of the box. But probably the most exciting is the newest product line they released, the Evercade Alpha. Now, the Evercade Alpha is the new popular newness, hotness coming out of the Evercade line. These little bar top arcades that went head-to-head with Arcade 1-Up's Countercade so far have been super popular. They've actually sold out. They've been a great success for Evercade, and the question is, will more be made in the future? Now, of course, I was lucky enough to be sent an Evercade Alpha for review. I got the Street Fighter one because I thought that one looked the most like the iconic Big Blue Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition arcade. So far, I really like it. I love the included games. I love the way this little bar top feels. I know it's shaking like crazy, but keep in mind it's on a little bar pub table, so it's not exactly the most sturdy. The other thing I really liked about it was Evercade has this whole line of arcade cartridges available for its ecosystem, and we finally have an outlet to play these arcade games. Even though it's a little countertop arcade unit, it's still a more realistic arcade experience than it was playing these games on the handheld or on the VS consoles. So I'm excited. The minute I saw the announcement about Neo Geo, I immediately thought about playing these Neo Geo games, this wealth of arcade Neo Geo library on the Evercade Alpha. Now, of course, it was announced in this deal there's going to be cartridges, like I just talked about, software that you can use with the existing Evercade ecosystem, but they also mentioned hardware, and it immediately got me to thinking, how friggin' cool would it be if they made a Neo Geo Big Red Evercade Alpha? Like, let's be honest here, these Evercade Alphas were a great success. They sold out of them. So what happens next year? If they do decide to make another Evercade Alpha, it's just a absolutely normal transition for them to make a Neo Geo Big Red Evercade Alpha, and it's such a perfect tie-in because the games are on cartridges, so you actually can do it like the real arcade, which also takes cartridges for the games. You can plug your cartridges in a 2-slot Neo Geo Big Red Evercade Alpha and then play the games that way. It just makes sense to me. So anyways, guys, that's my quick look at the news today. Honestly, pretty exciting shit. We've got Evercade announcing the SNK partnership, Neo Geo games coming to the platform. I'm pretty excited about that. Waiting for January till we get more information, the full reveal, what they're going to do. Fingers crossed for a new version of the Evercade Alpha with Neo Geo licensing, a 2-slot Big Red, I keep calling it. I would love to see a Neo Geo Evercade Alpha. Then on top of that, also Williams absolutely killing it. We didn't get Elvira, but in my opinion, knowing that it was going to be a 1989 Williams release, I think Black Knight 2000 was the next logical choice if you're not going to do Elvira. So super excited about that. December 12th, mark your calendars. The new Williams game pack will hit Steam and all major consoles, so I'm excited to check that out. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of all the news we covered today? And once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.